Hello and welcome to Tax Matters. I'm Chamaka Ohauchi. The last two episodes of Tax Matters were dedicated to taxpayer education. What are the duties and obligations of entrepreneurs as far as taxation is concerned? And of course, where there are duties and obligations, there are rights and privileges. Tax education and enlightenment are ongoing processes. Things are done on a 24/7 basis by the FIRS as well as the tax authorities in the states. At the FIRS, there is a department specifically dedicated to taxpayer education and enlightenment, which of course works hand in hand with the corporate communications and liaison department of the service. You will recall that recently we shared with you the story of the workshop that was organized by the Taxpayer Service Department of the FIRS for executive members of tax law from across tertiary institutions around the country, with a view to bringing them on board as tax advocates and ambassadors who will assist in the onerous task of entrenching the culture of taxation in Nigeria. Tax Matters spoke to some of the participants as well as the organizers on the importance or essence, if you like, of the workshop. But before these, we bring you the roadshow embarked upon by the same departments, of course with the same goal, entrenching the culture of taxation in Nigeria.
Tax identification number. If una never get am, make una enter FIRS office, make una go register for una team. Abeg make una remember say team na free o. Make una no enter, make dem tell una say make una bring one money, make una bring 10,000, make una bring 100,000. Na lie, still na free. We get some tax the tax type wey una suppose pay. We get VAT, VAT, value added tax. We get CITN for una company income tax. We get PPT. We get PIT.
Interesting, commendable. My department recently went on a tax roadshow around the city of Abuja on Monday the 17th of March 2022. Why did you do this?
Basically, is to enlighten the taxpayers and to also educate the taxpayers, especially to tell them about the recently launched contact center and also the numbers that the taxpayers can use to reach us in case if they have any questions or they need further clarification on any tax issues. Basically, that is the purpose of our roadshow.
All right, Ma, the service launched the contact center in December 2021. What has been the impact?
The taxpayers are happy with the service. In fact, the number of calls we are receiving now after the launch of the contact center is more than 100% of what the calls we are receiving prior to the launching of the contact center. And the taxpayers are happy with this development. We'll be receiving complaints and inquiries in the major Nigerian languages: Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Pidgin English, and at times French languages as well.
Now, what other initiatives are in the pipeline to get closer to the tax-paying public?
Recently, we also launched the self-service help desk in all the tax offices. That is for taxpayers that don't have the internet facility in their offices or in their houses. they can walk into any of our tax offices, and there will be a dedicated staff and a dedicated desktop whereby you can transact your online business at ease. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. You can file your returns, you can pay your taxes, and you can do any other online transaction free of charge in any of our tax offices.
On the workshop for the tax clubs.
Finally, Ma, what's the idea behind the tax club workshop organized by the service?
The idea behind this tax club workshop is to bring in the students to brainstorm on how to improve compliance among the general public.
What is the role of the place of tax clubs in tax advocacy or promoting the culture of taxation among the populace or the citizenry of Nigeria?
It is crystal clear that the culture of taxation in Nigeria is very, very low compared to other African countries and even some countries in the world. And we felt this trend must change. And if we must change that, then we need to see how we can embed the culture of taxation amongst the youth. And the best way to do that is to start it from the higher institution of learning. We're quite aware that some schools already have tax clubs, which are functional, some don't, but our focus is on those that don't have. So we decided to bring them in to give them the requisite skills and knowledge so that for them to go back to their various institution and establish a tax club where they come up with various activities that centers around taxation. The idea is that we want to inculcate the culture of taxation in them by reason of a lot of having programs that centers around tax advocacy, technical programs, and what have you. By doing that, we believe the task of culture of taxation will be part of them. And by the time they get back to the society, when they leave their various schools, they will continue to carry on the gospel of taxation.
Okay, now, what plans or what measures are being put in place to ensure that this knowledge is sustained and monitored and also cascaded down to the different routes?
This is the first phase of the program, whereby we selected 3 federal universities from each geopolitical zones in Nigeria. And the idea is that we want to have a national spread where all the regions will be fully represented. And by reason of this program, they came, and almost all the schools came for this program. We have 2 participants from each school, and of course a lecturer, maybe a staff advisor to accompany them. So by reason of doing that, we believe when they go back, they'll be able to come up with various programs, and there is somebody as a teacher or a lecturer, as the case may be, to kind of superintend on whatever they will be doing, all their programs. Initially, we wanted to create it, but the service said, no, don't create it. Let them create by themselves. So what we are doing now is to empower them, in terms of the requisite skills that is required. So when they create it, there will be ownership. And by the time, as for them to organize various programs, and the service is more than committed to give them all the necessary support at all times. This is just the pilot phase. We intend to go to the second phase. So, and I can tell you this program has come to stay. And the outcome of this program is to see that the culture of taxation is taken to the next level in Nigeria.
Sir, you are the chief host for this event. We would like to know, why did the service deem it necessary to organize this workshop for tax club in different universities across the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria?
Okay, for us in FIRS, under the leadership of Mr. Muhammad Nami, ours is to create a synergy and also create a platform where awareness can be created among the next generation. There's the youth that are coming after us and all over the country. So with them, we're having this vision, embracing this vision. They will run with it and help us to be the vanguard or the gospel speller and spread of this tax awareness among the citizens of the country.
So what are your expectations?
My expectation that with this, if the youth can embrace the knowledge and awareness of tax, they will be the one that will now go to the grassroots and tell every citizen why they need to pay their taxes, why they need to provide a needed fund that government is looking for to provide development for the country and also secure the country as a whole.
And from the tax ambassadors,
what are you taking away from today's workshop?
It's a rare opportunity to brainstorm with the who is who, in the area of taxation, particularly as relates to the Federal Inland Revenue Service, and also is an assemblage of minds, critical minds, on the subject of taxation and how the purpose is to advance, taxation to the four corners of the world, particularly starting from our locality, Nigeria. So generally, my takeaway from this event is, the synergy between the different tax clubs within Nigeria, particularly the federal universities, at the first instance, and then subsequently to the state universities and then the polytechnics, on what we need to do to advance the tax culture, to create awareness and to also, brainstorm on ideas and policies that will affect the common man in a better way. Other issues relating to tax exemptions for people who earn below a particular threshold of income, how to ensure that taxation is taken to even secondary schools, for them to understand what their civic rights are, what their civic responsibilities are, and how to go about it, how to take corrective actions within their small locality. That is what I'm taking away from this workshop.
What are you taking away from today's workshop?
We learned a lot, actually. We met other task clubs, and we the synergy we get, and the friendship. Actually, in task club we are doing many things, and because of the activities of task club, many students are now aware of tax. And if you go to university like my university, Bayero University, you find out that before it wasn't, many students do not know about taxation, but now the students are aware of taxation, and we are making so much improvement.
if you permit us, we would like to remind you that the last 2 episodes were on tax education, the tax obligations of entrepreneurs under the Nigerian tax laws. We recall that we did emphasize on those 2 episodes that it would be nice if entrepreneurs of whatever type would make use of qualified and duly registered tax consultants in fulfilling their tax obligations. Our next story is on that group of men and women who have joined the ranks of qualified and registered tax practitioners. Saturday, April 30, 2022, witnessed yet another landmark event in the annals of the CITN. 372 men and women were inducted as associate members at the 46th in the series of induction ceremonies that have been held so far to introduce qualified and duly registered tax practitioners to the Nigeria society. The induction was preceded by 3 days of intensive briefing and training of the would-be inductees. What is the pre-induction orientation program all about?
We are talking about what it takes to become a CITN member.
The training is put together to acquaint prospective members of practices, roles, responsibilities, and organizational cultures that will aid them in their transition to becoming renowned tax professionals of repute within the society.
The pre-induction program is an integral part of the process leading up to your admission into membership role of our institute in accordance with the Council's approved guidelines. The institute admits qualified persons in compliance with the provisions of Section 1A of the CITN Charter, which empowers the institute to determine what standard of knowledge and skills are to be attained by persons seeking to become registered members of the taxation profession in Nigeria. As a global standard for professional bodies, it is expected that an in-depth knowledge and skills must have been acquired through learning and experience before becoming a professional in any field.
On the use of the suffix ACTI.
Before now, some years past, we were using the ACIT, but then we realized that there is a body known as the Chartered of Transport internationally that has been there before us, and they use ACIT. And that was when the decision was made by Council some years ago to adopt our own to ACTI, technically meaning an associate of the Chartered Taxation Institute. We don't use ACIT. So what we should use is ACTI.
In the course of the 3 days, 7 papers were presented spanning developments in international taxation and transfer pricing, artificial intelligence, tax incentives, challenges of tax compliance in a digital economy, understanding the Petroleum Industry Act, and of course, how to manage a successful tax practice. Course participants were also given opportunity to seek clarifications on matters relating to CITN, their new noble profession, and their roles as tax practitioners. After the 3 days pre-induction orientation course, the induction proper, the 46th in the series, was held on Saturday, the 30th of April 2022.
Mr. President, you have standing before you a total number of 369 candidates that applied for the membership of the Institute. 25 of them are graduates under the Institute's examination program. 23 are ACCA members who have gone through the ACCA conversion program from Monday 25th to Tuesday 26th April 2022. 321 of them are applicants for direct membership. Both the ACCA members and the applicants for direct membership have undergone the 3-day pre-induction orientation program from Wednesday 27th to Friday 29th April 2022. They are all qualified to be admitted as members.
I do solemnly swear that I shall always comply with the provisions of the Institute's charter, bear true allegiance to the Chartered of Taxation of Nigeria, obey all rules and regulations of the Institute from time to time.
Congratulations to the new Chartered tax practitioners. The full story of the induction ceremony will come to you next episode, along with the story of the 24th Annual Tax Conference. Yes, the Annual Tax Conference is here. This new set of tax practitioners will be joining their older colleagues in Abuja from the 17th to the 20th May 2022 for the 24th Annual Tax Conference. For more on the 24th Annual Tax Conference, we have special guests in the house.
It is time for the 24th Annual Tax Conference. Where is it taking place? When and how do you attend? To provide answers, we have a high-powered team from the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria with us on set. We have Mr. Adeshino Adedayo, MNI, the 15th President of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, and Mrs. Ruth Arukoyo, the Chairman of the 24th Annual Tax Conference Committee. Gentlemen and lady, welcome to Tax Matters.
Thank you, Amaka. Thanks for having us.
We understand that the Annual Tax Conference is here again. It is the 24th in the series. You will soon be hitting silver. Now, last year, it was held in Kaduna. Where are we going this time?
The 24th Annual Tax Conference is scheduled to hold in Abuja from Tuesday 17th May to 20th May, which is a Friday. The venue is the International Conference Center.
So, what is the theme of this 24th Annual Tax Conference?
The theme is actually very contemporary. It's about global disruption, taxation, and digitalization. Implications for socio-economic development. So when you look at the theme, you will see that it is all-encompassing. It means we are aware of the disruption caused, we are aware of the impact of taxation, and we are looking at the issue of digitalization.
So who are we expecting? Who are the paper presenters?
We also took our time to look at the major stakeholders in the system. And part of the people we're expecting is the chairman of Federal Inland Revenue Service. We are expecting him as even the chief administrator. we are expecting almost all members of the Joint Task Board, the various state internal revenue services, and we have a keynote speaker in the person of Agimu Kwede, who is going to let us even have the implication of the private sector thinking as far as this issue of global disruption, taxation, and digitalization is concerned.
We also have another paper, Emergence of Digital Currencies, Current Reality, Future Expectations, and Tax Implications for Stakeholders. This paper is going to be taken by Mrs. Folashade Femi Lawa of the First Bank PLC. Then we also have plenary sessions where we are bringing people from different backgrounds to come and discuss on issues that are germane in the economy now.
Okay, now apart from the intellectual sessions, what other activities do you have in store?
Okay. Conference is not just about paper presentations. We also have other activities. For example, the institute is gender sensitive and women are given place to express themselves. The first day, which is 17th on Tuesday, the Society of Women in Taxation are going to be having a seminar to kickstart the conference. Then we have other activities like sporting events. And this year, apart from the normal sporting activities that we know, football, ludo, and task work, the institute is introducing swimming events so as to capture many interests. Then we also have health talk. We are concerned about the health of our members. So there's going to be a discussion on workplace safety. We are bringing in a doctor to talk to us about that one. We also have hospitality night on Tuesday, which we will use to welcome members to the conference. Each district is going to showcase what they have. We'll give them time, they will be entertained, and they will also entertain other district members. Then we round up the conference on Friday with a gala night. The gala night is where we come to relax. It's a way of thanking God that the conference has gone successfully. Then it's our social event to interact and network.
I'm looking forward to the wining and dining on Friday, the 20th of May. Yes. Now, how do I become a participant?
Thank you. The conference is open to everybody. Why do I say so? Because it is not only for members. To attend that conference as a member, you register with 100,000 naira. As a non-member, you register with 105,000 naira. Students register with 50,000 naira. Aged members, aged members who are 60 years and above, who are faithful in paying their subscriptions over the years, and the institute has approved, they have checked their record and has approved, they will pay 50,000 naira. Then foreign delegates, they will pay $500. This for physical participation. Because of the time we are in now, the conference is both for physical and virtual. Then for virtual participation, for members, they register with 50,000 naira. Non-members register with 60,000 naira. Student members register with 25,000 naira. Aged members register with 25,000 naira. And our foreign delegates who might not be able to come, but because they know the quality of our conference and they want to be part of it, they register with $250.
Oh, interesting. Now, how do I register if I haven't registered for the conference?
Okay, thank you. If you have not registered for the conference, you still have the opportunity to register now. You go to the website of the institute, www.citnevents.org, and register with your evidence of payment. And I would advise that it is better to register before the day of the conference. Because if you want to register on the day of the conference, whether you make payment in the bank or at the conference venue, you will be paying additional 5,000 naira. So it is advised that those that want to participate in the conference register before the day of the conference.
Let me also emphasize, especially the aspect that borders on beyond the technicality. We've made sure that in terms of technical depth, the conference is going to be loaded with people who know what they're actually talking about. Then secondly, at the level of socials, we went far beyond even what we used to do in the past. It promises to be fun. And we have the aspect of networking. We have the aspect of networking where people who have not seen themselves for quite some time are able to see themselves. And you see, the beauty of tax is about people. And when you want to talk about tax development, you need to even know people. That is, know those who are involved, know your administrators, know your practitioners, know your taxpayers. So we have a networking session on a continuous basis while we're having that conference.
So what are you waiting for? We have packed our bags and the rendezvous is Abuja. Are you joining us? Thank you for watching. Let's meet again next week.